probably right around 550, 55, I would guess.
Okay.
How'd you get roped into this? Your dad said you're getting paid, so he needs to put you on payroll.
Could I have all the pullers and everybody over here by the starting line scale area for the pre-show ceremony dedication time here? Please make your way over here if you aren't already.
Testing. Where's my camera guy? Okay, everybody, this is Jim Shindorf. Welcome to Dorr, Michigan, Dorr, Summer Sizzler. We got a couple dedications we're going to do tonight. The first one here is pretty sentimental to me, and the second one is also. To the second one, the Amanda Powder Rhodes, please come up and her family to Red Building for their ceremony. Amanda and her family. Thank you. Lacey family, please come over here. Everybody with Triple Pull. As many of you know, or don't know, my Canadian friends are Lacey's had a special person in their life. His nickname was Twinstone. He became a really good friend to all of us in the mini ride class, and we're not sure about the rest of the classes. But this is one of his favorite places to come and help out, participate, so on and so forth. And he got a brain cancer the day before the end of the year. I know how it feels because my mom died of brain cancer. It sucks. And I was talking to Joe this morning. We made a little agreement. He said if I did something for Flintstone, I could drive one of their tractors. This is not a problem. So, thought, how do I do this? Well, I'm thinking Canadian, so okay, what else Canada's got? Canadian maple leaves. So, we bought a Crimson King maple tree to plant here at the track. It'll always be here. That way, where it's positioned at, Flintstone can watch the drawbar stand, and you can watch the starting line. You can just think about it and chew your ass every time something doesn't go right. So I had this photo I'm going to hang on it. It's laminated of Flintstone. And I would like you guys, if you need help, I don't think you do, we got some muscle there, pick this up and plant it for us, please. I'll take the pic. And if everybody who wants to be involved, put some dirt around it, feel free to do so on this one to keep them from falling over. Yeah, just keep it there. Okay, now let's walk to the other side of the building. I need some help. Back. Can you back up on the way? It's in the way. Or it ain't this yours. Okay, put it. Somebody start it moving, please. Get out, you move, bud. Everything's parked in the way. Out of the way. Let's bring this around sideways. I need a lot of people. It weighs about 300 pounds. Don't let more people to help, please. Stop! A lot of people. That'll feel great in the back. Okay, guys, this one here is going to Amanda and her family. This track was put in by her father, Adrian Buster Potter. How many years ago, Amanda? 12 years ago. Started out just a little track for antiques to pull on. And over the years, it's grown to what it is today. With their permission and letting me do what we do out here. And Amanda don't know this, I don't think, but Buster and I had a talk one day. And he said, Jimmy, that's when I was pulling my diesel super stock yet, I believe, or the mini. He said, someday I'd love to see an NTPA pull here. And guess what? We fulfilled Buster's dream. So with that being said, I'd like to dedicate this to Amanda and her family for to plan out by the road and rename the track the Buster Potter Memorial Track. But
all right. If you knew Buster, if you had the chance to meet him, he was just a great guy. I was blessed to be able to go to it and say I could call him a friend and a dad. So I know she's a little choked up. It means a lot to us. But really want to appreciate Jim for what you do, the effort, the stress, everything you go through. After tonight, he's already thinking of next year. So we really appreciate everything you do. I'm glad all the pullers are here, all the fans are here. God bless, and have a great day.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll be starting the ceremonies here. These ceremonies are done. There'll be pullers and their families will be coming out and throwing ears of corn out to you. If you get one that has their name on it, per their class, if they're in the top 3, come up to the announcer stand. You're going to get $100 for first, $50 for the second place vehicle, and $50 for third from Gemma, Lisa, Shane Dorr directly, and Mike from MTC Carriers. So look for your corn. They're not all signed. There's 150 in the box. I'm not sure how many competitors we got, roughly 50 or 60 probably. So if you got a name and they're in the top three, you're automatically a winner. Matt McNaught will be coming around, and he'll be giving away a bunch of door prizes, interviewing you. He'll be live streamed around the world. So you guys have a great night, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
So once again, competitors, drivers, and their families, come on out, make your way out to the track. We're going to be getting ready to throw out the corn cobs here in just a moment. And for you, the fans, again, this is another way for you guys to win and take home. This is just cold, hard cash this evening. So again, if you catch the winner of the given class, that's a $100 bill, and then so on, descending cash on down. So again, there'll be names on some of them, not all of them, but we're going to be throwing out some corn cobs here in just a moment, then jumping into the Canadian anthem and then the American anthem here, the Star Spangled Banner here in just a moment. So we'll get those corn cobs out here, throw those out, and then continue on with the ceremonies here before we get this show on the way. Pullers and everyone, make your way onto the track here. We got the box of the corn cobs here and the ears of corn. And we could get out there, please, and throw those out to the fans here. Fans, be ready to catch them, young ones, old ones, everybody in between. We want to make sure everybody gets the opportunity here to catch an ear of corn to win some prize money here today. There's also another opportunity to win prizes here tonight as well. If you also happen to catch, we're going to throw a couple of things out here later. Some Frisbees out a little bit later for a couple of the classes. And if you catch the winner of a certain class there, you'll have an opportunity to win a Wolverine Pullers merchandise shirt over at the blue tent there as well. So be on the lookout for those as well. Again, more opportunities than ever to be able to win prizes here as fans. So be ready to get those hands up and be ready here. This is an opportunity to win some cold, hard cash tonight if you catch one signed by the winners in the given classes this evening.
So, yeah, come on, fans, get up, get off your feet, let's go. Raise your hand. You want a piece of corn? We got you out for that flying corn here tonight. And just remember, fans, if you're lucky enough to get an ear of corn signed by one of these pullers, make sure you root them on because you could be a big winner here tonight.
As the flags make their way onto the track here, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you join us here in just a moment in rising. And gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor our country. And we have Canada here first as well. We have the Canadian flag out as well, as we're going to have the playing of the Canadian national anthem first, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. So ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the anthems. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting
Give it up for Matt Williams right there. Great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Thank you so much. We're going to get ready to get started here in just a second. Thank you so much for coming here. I'm going to turn it over to my co-pilot here this evening, Dan Mayer, here this evening.
Well, thanks a lot, Matt, and thanks for being here, fans. We thank you for coming out here tonight. We've got awesome weather here tonight. We've got great competition, and it is going to be just a spectacular show here tonight. So once again, we want to thank you here to the Dorr Summer Sizzler here in Dorr, Michigan. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for a battle of the heavyweights here tonight, because we've got them all here coming in from all over the United States here tonight. Now, we're live streaming to the world right here on FullPull.live. Once again, I'm Dan Mayer, joined by Matt McNault. We'll also have Jason Schultz down trackside here throughout the evening. So it's shaping up to be an incredible night of action, Matt. What do you say? We got some great competitors getting lined up and get ready to go here tonight. How about these great fans that came out here tonight? Let's hear it from the big all you fans out there. Come on, let's hear you. North side, south side. All right. They're ready to go.
Absolutely, and these polls are not possible without you, the fans, being here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you braving the heat. We got a nice breeze working our way through this evening, and it's going to get even better as we get on to the night here this evening. So make sure you have your favorite beverage with you. Lots of great vendors out here, food choices, drink choices. Be sure to hit all of them up out here as we get ready to get started in just a second.
And one thing we got to stress, if you have little ones out there, make sure you do have some ear protection for them, because we do have a couple loud classes out here tonight. So we do have earplugs available over at the novelty stands. So make sure you grab something for the little ones here, as we are going to turn up, actually right away. We've got the modifieds going to be up first here tonight, the light modifieds. And what a field of competitors coming in from all over the United States here. We've got 2 Grand National classes, some regional classes to go along with it, but we are stacked here tonight.
Absolutely. And the stack, honestly, it really feels like 5 Grand National classes here this evening. We got Grand National competitors in all the classes, and not just the 2 in the light unlimiteds and the semis here tonight. Super Farms, 4-wheel drive trucks, the minis, there's Grand National competitors everywhere. This is a Grand National level event. We're excited to have all these competitors here to take it down the Dorr Summer Sizzler track tonight.
And once again, fans, the pit area is wide open. Come on over, check out these vehicles up close and personal. Just remember, the hot pit area down here at the starting line area is a restricted area. You got to have a hot pass to get down there. But everywhere else, the pits are open here, so head on over in the pit area. Talk to your favorite puller. You see somebody go down the track here tonight that, hey, I got a question about that particular vehicle. Head back in the pits and ask them any question. They'll be more than happy to talk with you. Maybe get a picture with you, maybe get an autograph. So there you go.
And a lot of these competitors have merchandise available as well. You know, your favorite tractor here, your favorite truck that you see out here, a lot of them have shirts, hats, whatever else to make you visit with all the other merchandise choices here tonight. There's a great opportunity. The Wolverine Pullers tent over there has merchandise available. There's all sorts of tents spread out from all of our sponsors here as well. So make sure to check out all the options.
Yeah, absolutely. Right behind the sled here, we got that big white trailer. They'll have the official Dorr Summer Sizzler t-shirt. So make sure you get one of those, because those will sell out quickly. So make sure if you're looking for a particular size, get on over there and grab that before the action gets too hot and heavy here and you forget about it. So looks like we're about ready to go here with our light modified class is going to get rolling here tonight, as we have got just an outstanding field. You've seen the competitors rolling here this afternoon. We've got them from all over the United States here today, so this is going to be a good one. Now, Matt, let's talk about this track here.
Yeah, we got nice and wide space here. It varies, you know, you're looking at usually in the 30-foot-ish range. It varies from track to track. But right here we got lots of space for these guys to work with on both sides of the track in between the barriers here. 350-foot floating finish track this evening, so no pull-offs unless it's absolutely necessary. We're going to float it out there, one and done for these guys, especially in the hot weather. These engines are really only like one pass down through this track here tonight.
And fans, you will also notice the white lines each side of the track. Now, any portion of that pulling vehicle touches that white line, that's a no-no. You do not want to do that. You will be disqualified. So keep your vehicle off that white line. Now, the sled back there, it can touch it, but not the pulling vehicles. So just some of the things you're going to see as they go down the track. Now, how many fans out there coming out here to the Dorr Summer Sizzler for the first time? How many first-timers we got out here? All right, well, thank you all for coming out and hanging out. Beautiful Saturday night, holiday weekend. Where would you rather be than right here, right now? Now, I'm a Buffalo guy, so that's where that comes from. I know there's probably a lot of Lions fans out there, I'm sure.
Where are my Lions fans at? Let me hear you. Where are the Lions fans at?
All right. Well, see, the good thing about it is we can meet in the big one. So there you go. All right, here we go. We're going to fire up our first of our modifieds here tonight. cars. Now, just a reminder, we got the 50-50 girls right down here trackside. $20 for an arm span, a wingspan. So come on over, get your 50. They're going to walk both sides of the grandstand here tonight as we fire up our first modified here tonight. So this is going to be the light modified class. We've got Les Corporal out of Marion, Indiana, will be our test puller. So this tractor goes by the name of Corporal Punishment. Now he will be our test puller, the only one in the class that will have the option to take or reject his pull. So Les Corporal, number 5 in Grand National points here in 2025, as this is hook number 3 for the modified class here in 2025. Looks like all hooked up, ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, our first hook in the afternoon. Now, he is going to be our test puller. He will be the only one that will have the option. We'll get the slack out of the chain, and we will go to work here tonight. He calls it Corporal Punishment out of Northern Indiana. Every piece of real estate we've got out there tonight. So as we look at our lineup here, looks like we've got 10 of the top tractors here in this light modified class. Now fans, let's talk a little bit about these modifieds here tonight. Now 6,200 pounds will be the maximum weight. Now in pulling, this is the only motorsport in the world where weight is an advantage. You go to a drag race, you go to a stock car race, you want to be as light as possible. We're not in the sport of pulling. You want to be right at that maximum weight. Now, these tractors limited to 2 automotive-type engines. They'll produce around 6,000 horsepower as they make their way down the track. Now, they'll run on a 30.5 rear tire. Now, these tractors they've got a maximum length, and that is 14 feet from the center of that rear axle, and they'll run a 20-inch hitch on the back of them. So, very competitive class here as we get the distance in here for Les Corporal at 305 and 32. 305 and 32 will get us rolling here tonight. We'll find out whether or not he was happy with that run.
Yeah, he is happy with that run. We got all clear. He likes that run. It looked really good. The weighting there was really fantastic there. We'll talk a little bit about how these tractors are weighted down through the class here. They want to pick that front end up just a little bit, carry those tires off the ground like he did, and he was able to make a nice straight pass down the middle of that track. So great run from the Corporal Punishment, Les Corporal, getting us started.
Yeah, absolutely, Les, a 2023 Grand National Champion here in this light modified class. Currently sits in that number 5 spot. Now, this is hook number 3 out of 10 here for 2025 for that light modified class. And just a reminder, fans, I know we talked about it when that mod was running down here, but we do have the 50-50 girls. They're working right now on the north side of the track. They're going to go down both sides here, and let's see how high we can get that 50-50 here today. So, you know, half goes to the facility here, and then half goes to one lucky fan. So get those dollars out, and $20 for a wingspan. What a bargain.
And I'm sure there's usually also a couple other prizes mixed in as well. So not just a money chance, there's a couple of chances to walk away with something. So as we get ready to rev up the next one, who we got coming up here next, man?
All right, well, looks like as far as the sled sledding goes, we are good to go. So they said run them on through here tonight. So we are going to fire up Chaser Richardson out of Litchfield, Kentucky. Going to be our next puller up here. A new tractor for the Richardson team for 2025. They call it tag team. Got a couple of blown Hemis out front, just like we saw at Les Corporal's entry. Now, this will be the third time that Chase has driven this tractor in competition. Now, already we're starting to move that sled around a little bit, fans. We started off in the middle part of the track, and we're already moving it a little bit right of center, so they're going to move it. Both, you'll notice as that sled moves away, there's an orange cone behind it, and they will put that sled wherever they see fit. So we had mentioned that this is hook number 3 here for 2025. We did have a show last weekend up in Toma, Wisconsin, the first Grand National for this class, as both of our winners from Toma are here tonight. So it is going to be a good one, as Chase Richardson gets the slack out of the chain. So right now the mark to beat, 305.32, 305.32. As we get ready to go with the tag team, Chase Richardson. An hour after they leave that starting line, so they really dig it up down there. As we'll get the distance in here for Chase Richardson. Now we got the laser set up down at the end of the track there. 3:17.92, fans. We've got a new leader. So Chase Richardson into that number 1 spot. A great run at 3:17 and change here. 3:17.92. As he will take over that number 1 spot here early on in our modified class.
Yeah, and what that means is, again, remember from the beginning, if you have those ears of corn, keep paying close attention. You know, but Chase Richardson, once you get started, you're sitting in the number 1 spot. We got lots to come still.
fans, take a look at that engine combination. Now he's got one engine facing forward on this tractor, the other one facing Craig in the seat. So you're going to see a couple different, combinations, how they want to set up those engines out front. As long as you weigh 6,200 pounds, don't matter where you put them on the tractor.
Side by side, stacked up, face in front and back like that. All different little things to try here. Is all these guys are super competitive. They're trying to mix up a couple different things. It helps adjust the weighting on the chassis a little bit as well, stacking those engines in a different spot. So you'll see guys mix it up a little bit to try and stay as competitive as possible when all these guys run at tip-top horsepower.
All right, so pull distance for Craig Sage with the Ohio Express Jr. comes in at 3:03 and 46. 3:03 and 46. So right now, Chase Richardson, our leader, with the tag team tractor at 3:17.92. We've got Les Corporal sitting in that number 2 spot at 3:05 and 32. So defending Grand National Champion in the two-wheel drive class, that's Chase Richardson. Did it last year with that Suffering Sanity 41 Willys. And has jumped into this light modified class last week up in Toma, and kind of like a duck to water, has done very well here with that tractor. So fans, you'll see out on the track, we've got Director of the Tech Services with the NTPA, Marvin Epperson, on hand here tonight, overseeing tonight's operation, making sure everything going to plan. We've also got Ned Walliser, the President of WPI NTPA, on hand here tonight as well. So we've got some of the big folks on hand here tonight here at the Dorr Summer Sizzler. And we're glad you fans have come out here tonight. And we are seeing one heck of a modified class here, the light mods, as they kick off tonight's action.
Absolutely, and we got, again, a good group of them still to come here. Another 7 hooks to go in this light unlimited class, as we're still going to sit that sled here about dead center for the next competitor as he's trying to chase down Chase Richardson's 317-foot mark there. So we'll continue to rack him up here. Looks like, I believe that's the Shaneman machine up next, if I see correctly.
Yeah, that's Mike Shaneman, Roanoke, Indiana. Going to be up next here with the Night Train tractor. Long-time puller just southwest of the Fort Wayne area. As Mike ran Region 2 and still does quite a bit there. And, you just never know how many tractors Mike does have, because every now and then he'll show up at a different tractor you've never seen before. But we've seen the Night Train tractor before. Him and Lucas Heilman kind of share the driving duties on this tractor. We've seen it the last couple of years in our light class.
Yeah, we'll see him make appearances here throughout the state of Michigan pretty often, being out of the Indiana area. Very normal competitor too, showing up in the Region 2 classes that we have throughout the state of Michigan with the modifieds. So really good to see him out here over at the Dorr Summer Sizzler. We'll see what he can do with the Night Train, Mike Shaneman, the one coming your way next.
Yeah, he'll be followed by the look of the draw, Wayne Sullivan, our current national points leader out of the state of Kentucky. He'll follow, and then we'll have Terry Feist, our first lady of the night. Fans, so Mike Shaneman will back up the Night Train tractor out of Roanoke, Indiana, here tonight. Now, about the same combination we just saw with Craig Sage in that Ohio Express Jr., except that top engine is facing forward. So a little bit different. We saw that last one. The back engine was facing him in the seat. Well, this time around, both engines facing forward on this tractor. So we'll back him up here to the weight transfer machine. Now, fans, we will hook up the chain to the back of that tractor. We'll also hook up the kill switch. Now, if the tractor were to become dislodged from that sled, the sled operator can pull the kill switch and kill those engines immediately. Shaneman getting over to that right-hand side. Fans, let's give him a nice round of applause. Now, we got to also talk about our sled here tonight. We're using the On the Mark sled. This is Mark Bingham, as he will have the dubious task of stopping all that high horsepower here tonight. So we'll get the distance in here from the laser crew for the Night Train and Mike Shaneman. do believe going to be a little bit short of that 317 and 92 that Chase Richardson laid down here tonight, our current leader.
Yeah, that track really working them hard down there. You can hear the motor get brought down, and the noise level is not over. Those RPMs are running quite as high there. This tough track out here is going to make these motors work awfully hard here tonight. Jim Shandor from the Dorr Summer Sizzler crew doing a heck of a job with this track we have here this evening. These pullers are in for a heck of a test.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're working with, that afternoon heat, making that track there, and boy, got a lot of moisture in there. Just going to be a real power track here tonight for these modified competitors. Now, our order of run here tonight, we're going to run the light modified class first. Our second class will be the Super Farm tractors, and we'll move on into the mini rods, the modified four-wheel drives, and we will finish out the night with the Super Semis will be our final class of the evening. So that will be the run order here for our classes here tonight. So once again, fans, we do have the official Dorr Summer Sizzler t-shirts available down at the starting line, the white trailer down there, just behind that weight transfer machine as you head on over. Now, Matt, I got to ask you, they got all kinds of cool things to do back there for the kids, run an excavator, a mini excavator, but they've also got that mechanical bull. Did you have a chance to get on the bull?
I did not have a chance to hop on the bull. With my long and lanky frame, I don't think I'd last very long on the bull. I think the rocking would send me a little bit more, the weight distribution, as we talk about on the track, I don't know if my weight distribution would fit to ride a mechanical bull, and it would also, I'd probably go home hurting more than I already am, probably.
Yeah, you'll probably pay for it tomorrow, yeah? You don't want to do that. But fans, we invite you to head on over there. All kinds of great things to do here as we get the distance in here at 233.32. 233.32, the distance for Mike Shaneman. And we'll put him in that number 4 spot out of 4 competitors here as we get ready to go with our current national points leader, Wayne Sullivan. He comes to us out of Warsaw, Kentucky, just south of the Cincinnati area, right along the Ohio River. And, of course, you fans may have heard the Sullivan name, the Kentuckian. One of the most popular tractors you'll see out there. Now, last week up in Tomah, Wisconsin, he had a big win on Saturday afternoon. Also had a second-place finish on Friday. So he is leading the points here. As we said, this is hook number 3 out of 10 here for the light mod class. As we see his son Donnie out there right now, going to back him in. They'll get him fired up as we get ready to go with hook number 5 out of our 10 in our light modified class. And, man, we're really rolling along through them here pretty quick.
Absolutely. That means we're going to be heading right into our Super Farm class here pretty soon. They'll be coming up next. The 9,300-pound Super Farms are getting staged behind me. We're going to bring some smoke into the arena here next. Starting over the noise, mix it up with some smoke, and back to the noise. It's a nice mixture we have here this evening for you fans. Diesel fans, gas, we got it all for you here tonight. And so make sure to take a picture of your favorite tractor. Go visit them like Dan said earlier in the show. We have the open pit area back here. Great opportunity to meet the pullers, meet and talk with them, and they're all really nice to talk to. We get a chance to see them all throughout the season.
And, of course, we got to ask you, we got any smoke fans out there tonight? Where's our diesel fans? Yeah, we got some good classes, as we'll see the Super Semis as well as those Super Farms. And we'll be billowing that black smoke high in the air here in Dorr. Now, for those folks watching on the live stream throughout the world, we have on Facebook as well as YouTube. If you're watching on there, the free stream is going to end after this tractor. So those folks that are watching free on YouTube as well as Facebook, it will end after this run here by the Kentuckian and Wayne Sullivan. So bring this Kentuckian up to the start line. Once again, powered by 2 526G Black Chrysler Heavys. Blown and ejected on alcohol, as we said, about 6,000 horsepower. Now, one thing to notice, fans, on this tractor, take a look out front. He'll have that Massey Harris 444 hood. Now, that has been carried on all of Wayne's tractors all the way back to the early 1970s. Now, Wayne, of course, has been pulling these full 2-wheel drives. They've also pulled, many different variations of modified tractors over the years. We're going to move that sled back over to the right side here for Wayne Sullivan and the Kentuckian team. Now, you fans over here on the north side, you'll get a good whiff of that alcohol fuel that they're running. No exotic fuels allowed in pulling. Now, this is what they run, the alcohol fuel. Keeps them cool. Doesn't burn as hot as gasoline. All right, slack out of the chain. Here we go. Now, this guy, a 7-time winner at the National Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville. Going after 317 and change. Side of the track. Take a look on the replay board, fans. He got that front end up. That's one thing about these light modifieds. Not a whole lot of weight to play with, and we'll see those front ends come way up in the air and transfer that horsepower back to those rear tires.
Yeah, he really about that 150, 200 foot range. Really picked that up and it settled in just about where he probably wanted it there. And we'll see if that reflects in the final distance. It sure looked like he got awful close. Need 317 and 92 to get the job done.
All right, fans, so we will wait on the measurement. Now in pulling, we measure to the front of the sleds, not actually the pulling vehicle we measure. It's to the front of that weight transfer machine is where the business is measured from right there. So 317.92 is our current high water mark here in our light mod class as the distance comes in for Wayne Sullivan at 3:28.73. Fans, we got a new leader. So take a look up on the replay board. You'll see the end of the run right there as really legging it out in those real tough inches there at the end of that run when that front end comes up, and you'll see that weight box top out here. Now, fans, that weight transfer machine, as it goes down the highway with no weights in it at all, weighs right around 24,000 pounds. And our sled operator, he'll add those 2,000-pound weights to that box for each and every class that they run in pulling competition. Now, here in the light modified class, we're usually looking right around that, right around 44,000 to about 50,000 pounds it takes to stop these light modified. So we take a look at our leaderboard there, new leader, and Wayne Sullivan at 3:28.73, our number one spot. As we've got sitting in the number 2 spot, Chase Richardson, and then Les Corporal in that number 3 spot with the Corporal Punishment Tractor. So we will fire up, well, our first lady of the evening here tonight, folks, is Terry Feiss out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Fires up her feisty farmer. And Terry, a long-time puller, actually started out many years ago in Econo Mods, and then moved on into two-wheel drive, and she's been a multi-time regional champion in the two-wheel drive class as well as the modified class in the NTPA regional circuit. So Terry currently sitting in the number 4 spot in Grand National points coming into this weekend. Now, we'll see her husband, Todd. He'll be out on the track. He'll have a tractor. He'll be out a little bit later on by the luck of the draw down towards the bottom of the field. Well, one thing, fans, you'll always notice is when you know that it's Terry in the seat of this tractor with that pink helmet. Now, she has had a really nice early part of the 2025 season. She had a big win down in a preseason pull down in Nashville, Illinois. And as we said last weekend up in Toma, Wisconsin, had some nice runs, sits in that number 4 spot. All right, where's all our ladies tonight? Come on, ladies, let's make some noise. touching that center part of the track and kind of let it drift over to the left-hand sideline. So we'll see what the distance comes up for Terry here tonight. As we talked about, we'll see her husband Todd out a little bit later with that snow farmer. Now, Todd and Terry have kind of an interesting career over the years. Actually, they're retired ski slope owners. They own Perfect North Slope, or used to own Perfect North Slope. They've retired from that, but down there in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, just outside of Cincinnati. As we get 3:16 and 38 as the distance. So 3:16 and 38 would put her in that number 3 spot. So good run for Terry Feiss here tonight, fans, as she gets it shut down. Let's give her a nice round of applause out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
And fans continue to be on the lookout this evening as we get some dead time here after we get through this first class. I'll be making my way around. There'll be some opportunities for lots of kids toys, so make sure we get the kids to go home with some. We got basketball, we got a little baseball, we got a little bit of mixture of giveaways for the kids and others for the fans here tonight, T-shirts and hats and all assorted items that are going to be given away throughout the evening as we've done in years past. So be on the lookout for me making my way around here a little bit later on into the show. Got lots of great opportunities. Again, remember, there is cash prizes as well tonight. Make sure you're paying close attention with the ears of corn that we threw out here to start the show, as we're going to get the top 3. Remember, go home with cold hard cash. If you have the driver's name on that ear of corn, we will have cold hard cash for you here up at the announcer's stand here. So come on over and see us if you have that ear of corn.
All right, so right now some lucky fan out there has a ear of corn with Wayne Sullivan's name on it. Right now, you are a winner. But we will see if that will hang on here tonight, as we've still got, looks like 4 left to go. And boy, every one of them, one tough customer from this whole class is stacked from top to bottom. And we are seeing it here tonight as we'll bring up another living legend right here, Mr. Bill Morris out of Argus, Indiana. The American Thunder going to be up next. Now, Bill, an interesting story. He's a 6-time unlimited modified champion. Also has 4 pro stock championships to go along with that. All right, so Bill Morris out of Argus, Indiana, just south of the South Bend area, running here in the light modified class. Now, he will also add a 3rd engine run in the modified class, as many of these competitors will do throughout the summer. But here this weekend, only the light mod class we'll see in competition. So Bill Morris on the start line. Right now, he's got to go better than 328.73 to take over that number 1 spot. Once again, 2 Hemis sitting out front, side by side. Wow, what a run for Bill Morris. He got that front way up in the air, and he carried it. Wow, what a run. We are seeing him. Boy, they are getting hooked up here tonight, Matt.
Absolutely. I bet that was a fun ride in the seat right there. Almost makes you want to go and hop in one. If you're daredevil enough to do it, it is quite a ride in the seat of one of these modifieds, and we got all sorts of crazy wild rides here today. But I bet that was quite a sight from the driver's seat as that front end picked up and went down and picked up and down again as it hooked right into that track.
Yeah, I want to say right about that 150-foot marker, so it got pretty close to getting on the wheelie bars right there. And fans, we see over here on the north side, we got the 50-50 girls. Make sure you give them a holler, and we'll see how big we can get that jackpot here tonight. So they're going to work the north side, then they'll head on over to the south side as we get the distance in here for Bill Voorhees. He had to go better than 328.73. He goes 338.11, new leader. So we just keep stretching it out a little bit further, each and every tractor that makes its way down the track here. So 338.11 for Bill Voorhees. We'll see up on the replay board, fans, at the end of the track. And you can see that spot right there, about that 150-foot mark. That front end came way up in that air. But he got after it, and excellent run there. We are seeing just an outstanding class. As we saw last weekend up in Toba, Wisconsin, same kind of action here with these light modifieds. Lots of horsepower, about 6,000 horsepower on a small weight package. And, boy, you can see the runs we are seeing here tonight. Great competition here at the Dorr Summer Sizzler. So Johnny Payne will be up next with the Limitless. He'll be followed by R.J. Simon, Simon Says, and then Todd Feist, the Snow Farmer, going to be our next three coming up here in our competition.
And our Light Unlimited class here this evening, the Grand National class brought to you by GMS Manufacturing and Machine. They sponsor the Grand National Light Modified Division. Headquartered in Butler County, Ohio, the company continues the tradition begun by the late Gene Sharber and the machine shop he founded in 1999. GMS produces hundreds of parts for competitive tractor pulling teams across the world. For more information about GMS Manufacturing Machine, visit gms-parts.com.
All right, fans, so on the start line, Johnny Payne out of Shandon, Ohio, just north of the Cincinnati area. Third generation puller, the Limitless, on the starting line as Johnny gets ready to go to work here tonight. Got to go better than 338.11 if he wants to be a winner. Of course, this tractor comes out of the GMS sponsorship. Out of that shop there in Shandon, Ohio. All right, the Limitless and Johnny Payne, Shandon, Ohio. Now, we saw this tractor last year in Victory Lane a couple times in the modified class. As Johnny will share the driving duties with his dad, Brent. And we saw last weekend Brent in the modified class running for the first time with 3 engines on it up there in Towa last weekend. But here this weekend, it's Johnny's turn behind the wheel, the Limitless. So right now, our current lead distance, 338.11. Bill Voorhees leads the way with the American Thunder. As we see up on the replay board, this is going to be close. Yeah, fans, 314 and 73. 314 and 73 for Johnny Payne. So looks like number 5 spot right now for Johnny, number 5. As we'll get the tow vehicle, we'll get him off the track here tonight, fans. Let's give that young man a nice round of applause out of Shandon, Ohio, the Limitless. So we are down to 2 here in our light modified class, brought to you by the folks at GMS. And we take a look at our leaderboard. Everybody chasing Bill Voorhees, a living legend in modified class, and good to see him back out here on the circuit. He kind of retired once again for a couple of years, and he said, you know, I don't like this retirement thing. I like to go pulling. He says, I'm still able to go pulling. I'm going to go pulling. So was able to get his old tractor back, and he has had just a lot of fun with this tractor. We've seen him run in the 7500, the modified class, as well as this light modified class as well. So good to see Bill out in the competition. As we can see up on our replay board, we've got our next puller up, and it is going to be the Simon Says fans out of Farley, Iowa. One tough customer right here, R.J. Simon, as he gets ready to go here tonight. 2024 Grand National Champion, got the job done last year with this tractor. They've also got a couple titles in the light unlimited class they used to run years ago before they changed the rules here, went with the modified class. So R.J. Simon had a big win last weekend up in Toba, Wisconsin. Big run, almost 380 feet. I know a lot of you fans were watching on FullPull.live last weekend in Toba. And what a big run he had.